Okay, so there is a question of whether I was pushed out of the whole AR movement or not, or whether I decided to set it aside and wasn't interested anymore. And the truth is that it started to crumble. After the political disputes and now the court case, which shouldn't even be there. I, for one, would have lobbied, and I tried to lobby to get some into back into the party using delegation and so forth. But people want to go to court, and the other guy is bitter because he never got promoted out of the youth league. And I know you're listening, but who do you think pushed until you were such a valuable candidate to have your job at UNAM? I mean, you have your connections, but where was the sense of trust? How did that come about when you, one of the listed people, and you were in the village stomping Maung? So I don't want that to happen again, where we allow a collective of very uninformed people to participate in something before empowering them with the knowledge that they need. Because the whole target of all of this is how to start creating alternative institutions. To create alternative institutions, you need dedicated people, and as it is a startup, using people who already have difficulty, they have babies, so their time has to be dedicated to this one thing because they have this baby to take care of, so they cannot sacrifice into a voluntary system where you're invested in and then you collect later on. The value added comes over time, and I don't think a lot of people will actually, who have, let's say, kids that need to go to school and so forth, have the patience to join such an initiative, albeit with the tools and the platform it can go fast, but for it to be implemented, it has to grow. And these are basically clues I'm giving you as to what's going on. It's our job sector. It's sort of like a system from schools to working in low wage jobs like cashiers and jobs that don't have contract value that you would consider as something that you would do for the rest of your life. And some people go into civil service because the private sector is full and there aren't any new institutions being built. So to have a dedicated team that has the intellectual capacity, the drive and the passion to manage these proxies is something that has been proven yet again that it can only be done by a minority. And Job is an example. Job is he was juggling work and AR and some information redistribution, informing the public about the things they need to know. But if he had kids as opposed to siblings and so forth, it would be much more difficult right? It would be a destructive uh, presence like Ngurare, who is acting bitter and anguish, and just someone who is not serious anymore because they feel that they have been, booted out, and their value has not been. It's like retirement. When most people retire, they don't know what to do with themselves when they're done retiring. So people that have this initiative in mind are being scouted, basically scouting for them, and training is being done. I do it here, and I assess what is actually being done with the information that has come of this, and whether it's being done correctly, and that's how we judge. No, okay. I mean, we even have foreign correspondents, and it's only fair to them that it gets off the ground, and they are rewarded fairly also. So the ideas are there, but the people are not. It's been a small group that have proven themselves worthy and ready, and most aren't even taking it seriously, immature, or they are way too old for change. And this indoctrination of you need to go out and find a job, and not using the potential that there are lots of markets that lack alternatives and competition is it's non-progressive, and we don't want entrepreneurs. When you actually communicate with entrepreneurs, the one thing you find is that they don't have talent. They don't. They just use manipulative forces. There aren't a lot of them that have actually brought people up from off the ground, or that have a responsibility to employees. Most are just money grabbers. They end up then tainting their own names or the names of the whole country, and now we are stuck with dealing with communists. I for one don't want to deal with China. Their ideology and our constitution are not compatible. They want to be on their own. Their people have no actual rights. Their internet is closed. They have a big border, and it comes from their history. I mean, what was the Great Wall of China for? So they have one party. They have a sense of light dictatorship. You can see this by even looking at the fact that just last year you actually had to pay to have an extra child. Like, it's not up to you. It's completely incompatible. So when they do business for their benefit, and then they sell people. Selling by saying, no, if you take this amount of our people, then we will definitely invest in it. Isn't that human trafficking? No, I don't want to deal with China. And that's why we want to get this off the ground, because they are investors. But unfortunately, the investors only trust us because we've proven ourselves. But I can't do this alone. I wish she would actually use what I gave her and start editing some things, if she has time. But so I need someone else to screen before I actually let information out, and someone that helps along with our redistribution practice. Because right now I don't see that I can risk leaving it in someone's hands when they don't understand how it works, why it works, and how valuable it is to all of us. So we are um, thinking about this, but to have contractual agreements, you need serious people, and people that are willing to risk along with you. Because it's always better to have a team of think tanks. And yeah, I just hope people will get it so that we can start to move on with this before April, because April, that's when it will be, yeah, completely CC. So yeah, happy day of rest.